Hello, this is Jeff Lynch, and thank you for joining me for part two of how to increase the value of your company's employee benefits program within 90 days simply by targeting four critical changes. As we've discussed before, the four key components with any benefits program provided to employees is firstly, you have to keep those costs under control. Secondly, you have to do so in a manner that does not sacrifice quality. Thirdly, it's incumbent on the employer to effectively communicate the value of the benefits program to the employees so that they understand and appreciate and are aware of the value that those benefits provide to them. And then fourthly, utilizing technology in an optimal way to be able to interact with and communicate with your employees. In our last discussion, I keyed in on two particular items. That was maintaining control over costs and at the same time doing so in a way that did not sacrifice quality, that allowed you to continue to provide quality benefits to your people. So today we're going to focus on communications. That is to say, your need to communicate the value of the benefits program to your employees effectively and on an ongoing basis. There are lots of challenges when we talk about communications. So we'll try to highlight a few of those here briefly, and we'll start with benefits are complicated. There's nothing about benefits that's simple, at least not today. So that's a challenge right out of the gate. On top of that, anything we think we know about the state of benefits today, it's going to change tomorrow and the week after and the month after, etc. Some of this is brought on by innovations and competition in the marketplace, but also there's legal changes and regulatory changes, and technology platforms and capabilities continue to evolve. So all of that adds to the complexity that inherently we already deal with. Then we've got the communications challenge. Old school ways of doing things just meant we fashion a message, we print it on paper, and we distribute it. But today with email and video and texting and instant messaging, even webinars and virtual meetings, there's a lot more available to us, but trying to decide, which one or more of those methods are going to be most effective for us to use in communicating to our employees, obviously that brings about some challenges as well. Whatever communications method or methods we might use, trying to boil down those complex messages into bite-sized pieces that we can distribute to our employees so that they can effectively understand and value and appreciate their benefits is also a challenge. And today, with more and more employers interacting with remote employees, also the fact that many companies, just because of their operations, have a dispersed population over multiple sites, offices, states, that adds challenges and difficulties to make sure that the message is getting out there and is being received. And of course, as an employer that has a lot of different audiences, multiple constituencies, you have to be able to communicate in a way that is effective with all the different sets of ears that are receiving it. Different demographics, ages, genders, cultural backgrounds, educational backgrounds, all of those add to an environment of challenge. So let me share a little case study with you. This is a client of mine that I've worked with for several years now. It is a transportation company. They have roughly, 4,000 plus employees in now over 100 different locations, multiple states. If you look at the demographics of this company, we've got a diversity of age groups and cultural backgrounds. because of the wide diversity of their employment base. There's also a pretty broad spectrum of needs and priorities. And of course, with a widely dispersed workforce, you never have significant groups of employees that are all together in one place at the same time. So what did we do to help this particular client? Well, as you already know from earlier points I've made, we always start with identifying the circumstances, the current challenges, identifying the potential opportunities and priorities that are important to the client. Then from that information, we're able to develop and spell out in detail a plan, an integrated plan that will help those employees remain engaged in their benefits program. We developed a multi-pronged and also multimedia strategy to get that information, that communications and messaging out to the people. Also very critical because mid-level management, that is the level of management that's closest to where the employees reside, where they work, we have to get them engaged. So those regional mid-level managers were brought together in meetings in order to help us leverage their ongoing influence and contact with their workers to get messaging out that personalized it. We back that up with monthly webinars that are available on a virtual basis to all of their field force. And then we implemented, for enrollment purposes and ongoing status change purposes, multiple levels of interaction that's available to employees based on their priorities and their interests, including face-to-face interaction, digital or virtual interaction, even print formats, and of course telephonic. And when I say telephonic, we mean telephonic interaction with live representatives that are able to meet the employees where they are. The results for this client are really astounding. We're all very pleased with the outcome. A few items of note here. We first of all have over 95% participation among the employees in their benefits programs. So that alone states a high level of satisfaction and interest in the benefits programs that are being made available to them. And for the most recent full 5-year analysis through the end of the 2019 plan year, we've had awesome results with their health plan costs. As we all know, medical costs or health plan costs are a key driver of costs for employers when it comes to employee benefits programs. And in this particular case, we even achieved 2019 health plan costs that were 3.5% lower than those costs attributable to the year 2014, 5 years earlier. This particular client also enjoys a much higher level of retention among their existing employees compared to their peers in the industry. And bottom line, the employees really value their benefits. It's mentioned over and over again at employee meetings that employees openly and willingly express how much they like their benefits. So this brings me back to our philosophy. We've talked about this before, but it bears repeating that your success as an employer in the marketplace is directly tied to the people who represent you every single day that you're in business. Those employees are your business. So your success in continuously being able to attract and retain top talent is key to your business. You have to offer a compensation package that's competitive and a quality benefits program to the folks that work for you. And then you have the need to communicate information about the benefits program to your folks effectively on an ongoing basis to make sure that the messaging that's important to you is highlighted and received by them, and in turn it drives their perception of value in the benefits that they receive. So from our standpoint, in partnership with you, a prospective client, is that we help you design and implement those programs focused on value so that from the employee's experience, they're happy with the outcome, they're happy with the results, and in turn that helps to ensure your company's future success. Briefly about me, once again, Jeff Lynch. Just share that I've been at this for a while, since the late 1980s. And during that period of time, of course, I've seen lots of changes. The marketplace has changed in many ways because of regulation and legislation, in other ways because technology and innovation has brought about differences in the way we do things. Competition in the marketplace has been a big driver. But that brings us to today, where we have, generally speaking, very highly sophisticated programs. I am a recognized leader in utilizing technologies and new techniques to help employers provide quality and well cost controlled employee benefits programs to their people. And I also pride myself on being able to simplify complex issues. There's a lot of complexity in benefits programs and in the need to communicate those benefits programs to employees. So simplifying complex issues is quite important. I look forward to continuing our discussion in upcoming part 3 of how you can increase the value of your company's employee benefits program within 90 days simply by targeting 4 critical changes. The next time we'll talk specifically about optimizing technology that helps both you and your employees. We'll talk a little bit about the challenges, but also our strategies in dealing with those. So until next time, I want to thank you once again for your time.